The Rayquaza Rising arc is going full speed ahead in the Pokémon Horizons anime, and as of today's episode, the Rising Voltaclers have managed to befriend Lucius's fourth Pokémon, the 6-hero Kleavor. Besides the current plot and thrills the series is showing off, there's something huge that has surfaced out of the woodwork, and trust me, this could be an absolute game changer for the series and Pokémon anime itself. Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raph, and today we're going to explore how the Pokémon Horizons anime just revealed something huge, and it could reveal a big game changer in the history of the Pokémon anime. Let's jump straight into it. Firstly, we have today's episode. The mini arc focusing on Lucius's Kleavor has now come to an end, and I have to say, I think it was pretty good. I think what made this segment of the story good was seeing how the characters' developments across the series have helped them befriend the hero Pokemon. There were quite a few details to consider as well, such as the backstory on how Kleavor and Lapras started to essentially friendly fire each other, and even how Liko was able to bond with a Pokemon. The anime once again showcased characters that have related to the games, this time being the villagers from the Pokémon Legends Arceus game, who made a cameo appearance during the Kleavor's flashback. The anime did a really good job at showing off Kleavor in this episode as well. Besides the Hisui region being known for its open world aspect, Kleavor is said to be one of the most dangerous Pokemon. The fact Lucius was able to befriend this Pokemon speaks levels, and it makes you think if he has some special ability to calm Pokemon down and have them join his team. Kleavor in general was really good, not only showing off its strength, but also being patient and waiting for Liko and the others. The battle shown too was freaking brazy bro. Some wicked animation was shown, and seeing the stone axe move pop off was really thrilling. Shout out to the gang for keeping up with Kleavor in the first place. Speaking of skills and developments, I really like how Roy and the others were too, finding clues and using their knowledge and guidance from Brazius to help them locate the 6-hero Pokemon. I'm glad we got to see Lapras and Kleavor squash their beef, all in regards to the flashback memory. They're heroes at the end of the day, and whilst they're bound to face challenges with one another, they remembered who the true hero was and the history of their adventure. It seems Terapagos was shown from the perspective of someone holding him, this being an individual called Lystal, but we'll talk about that later. The capture segment was really wholesome, showing parallels of when Lucius caught Kleavor too, of course once again relating to how Liko is the new hero and her relation to Lucius itself. It's small details like this that I love so much. As always, when subs are revealed, I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me there already, then you already know what to do. Let's now talk about next week's episode. Episode 74 is titled The Three Explorers. The summary states the following. Liko's grandmother Diana has returned to the ship, and Liko ends up having a battle against her and her Arcanine in order to ascertain how much she's grown. Diana also tells the group about a secret of Lucius's that she has gained knowledge about whilst travelling the world. One that involves the connection between Lucius and the explorers, as well as the 3 adventurers that founded the explorers. Looking at the preview, we can see Diana will be returning and battling Liko. This is going to be a great way to show how the family can test their strength against one another, alongside showing how much development Liko and her Pokemon have had. We also notice that the gang will be returning to the Crystal Pool, and as mentioned before, this is where we'll be seeing the supposed mysterious person appear, who I believe is going to be Liko's great-grandmother. Seeing as the title is going to be about the 3 explorers, I'm sure we all know where this is going to relate to, and with the new individual named Lystal being made known, I think this is going to be this female character shown with Terapagos, aka Liko's great-grandmother. It makes sense as to why she was mentioned, and also from when Terapagos was being held and visualizing the memory from that held perspective. I can just tell something huge is going to be revealed next week in this episode, so be sure to stay tuned for that. The title for episode 75 has also been revealed. This episode is titled The Future We've Been Entrusted, The Shine of This World. Something interesting about this title is the wording and how it's similar to the lyrics played in Opening 4 Only One Story, during the segment where Liko and others are throwing Pokeballs to summon their Pokemon, alongside where we see Terapagos transform into its stellar form. Due to these connections, viewers are starting to predict that Liko will catch the Terapagos in this episode. I don't think this capture is going to happen. Whilst the title does seem to show some small connection to the lyrics, I think this is just going to be linked to a plot point that's going to unfold. Plus, if Liko did actually catch Terapagos, then it will probably be at the end of the series. On that topic, I'm going to be surprised if at the end of Pokemon Horizons, we do see Terapagos speak and then thank Liko for helping him return to Rakua. I can imagine her catching him too, especially as Terapagos is the pendant that's been in her family for generations, and also the catalyst of her whole journey. It would be a crazy way to conclude her adventure if so, but we'll just have to wait and see for what the episode summary has to offer. Okay, let's now talk about some details shown in the series that are starting to shape something very big to come. First, we have episode 72. Upon meeting Briar at the Crystal Pool, Liko and the others ended up finding out some very interesting information in regards to Terapagos. Besides learning about how her ancestor Heath met the Pokemon within the exhibition team in Area Zero, it turns out that Briar has also encountered this Pokemon. However, she actually met the Pokemon in its awakened stellar form. This indicates that the Horizon series appears to take place after the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games. It also makes sense in a way as we discover that Penny is already working as an engineer in the League, as shown in episode 56, and in the Indigo Disc DLC segment, this is where the player character gets to see Terapagos and also in its awakened form. It's actually pretty lit how the games and anime intertwined with one another, and the fact that events of the series seems to follow after the main story of the Scarlet and Violet games makes it even more intriguing. But the biggest detail to take away from this revelation is the fact that Briar has seen another Terapagos, implying that maybe there will be in fact 2 Terapagos to feature in this anime series. It could be that maybe Terapagos not only wants to go back to Rakua for Lucius, but also to maybe reunite with its friend that never got extinct with its species. Maybe these were the 2 Terapagos left, and they needed to stick together to reveal something even more special. The biggest thing to consider now is that we pretty much have confirmation that there could be another Terapagos to feature in this series. I don't know if these lot are going to drop a matting or something, or maybe this Terapagos could be shiny, or heck, it could even be female. But mate, there's definitely something going on there, rude boy. So be sure to stay tuned because damn, it seems some big plot twist could be coming our way very soon. So what are we to expect now from the series? Well, seeing as Liko now has 4 of the hero Pokemon, we know that she'll be finally interacting at the Crystal Pool. Lystal is by far going to play a big role in shaping the story of the series, and with us learning about the history of the explorers, I wonder if this will answer more questions about Rayquaza and Zygarde. Maybe we'll learn more about the plot about how Rakua was found, and how these Pokemon ended up clashing, alongside revealing how Gibeon became the villain that he is. The plot of us learning more about the 3 main explorers and the new Lystal character is definitely going to be a game changer in some manner. I wonder how Terapagos is going to envision her to the gang, and maybe she'll reveal the truth about the Pokemon and how she obtained it. The gang are now in possession of 4 of the heroes, and it seems Entei is next on the list. I'm still in 2 minds if this Pokemon will actually be gouging fire instead, but that's just another mystery yet to be solved. Right now, I'm just keen to learn more about the history of the explorers, and if there's going to be any huge connections to what was mentioned with Briar. And like I mentioned before, whilst the title for episode 75 does seem to show some very interesting links to the opening, I highly doubt this is where Liko will be catching Terapagos. It just doesn't make sense for her to catch it now, unless of course Lystal states otherwise in the vision. Whilst the pair show an incredible connection and similarities to how the Pokemon was with Lucius and Lystal, I still think there needs to be something else to solidify this potential capture. And with us knowing that Briar has seen another species of Terapagos, we can only begin to imagine if that Pokemon too will be shown to drop an even bigger bombshell. But broski, all I'm saying is, Pokémon Horizons is definitely cooking. Pokémon Horizons continues to show off how much of an engaging series it truly is. As the episodes go by, new events unfold, and this brings even more questions to the table. With the gang now in possession of 4 to 6 heroes, the plot of the story really is starting to thicken. I truly can't wait to see what new reveals come from this anime series. The characters and Pokemon themselves are showing how enticing the adventure really is, and with the anime showing off a new story with its many distinctions, there's bound to be something very thrilling to come in the future. Be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon Horizons coverage and Pokemon anime content.